Welcome to our channel. Today, we embark on a journey across the world's oceans, to those maritime regions where danger lurks beneath the surface, where sailing presents a perilous challenge. These are the high-risk areas, or HRAs, where piracy, armed robbery and violence cast a long shadow over the maritime industry. Our journey begins in the Indian Ocean, a vast expanse of water that has witnessed the ebb and flow of trade, conflict and human endeavor for centuries. Here, off the coast of Somalia, lies the Gulf of Aden, a narrow strait that serves as a vital artery for global shipping, connecting Asia to Europe and beyond. For years this region was synonymous with Somali piracy, a scourge that plagued the maritime industry and brought terror to the high seas. From 2008 to 2017, Somali pirates hijacked cargo ships, took hostages and demanded ransoms, turning this vital shipping route into a high-risk area. The world watched in disbelief as these modern-day buccaneers, armed with AK-47s and rocket-propelled grenades, operated with impunity, holding ships and their crews hostage for months on end. The response was swift and multinational. Naval forces from around the globe converged on the region, patrolling the waters and disrupting pirate operations. On land, efforts were made to address the root causes of piracy, poverty, instability, and lack of economic opportunities in Somalia. Slowly, the tide began to turn. The combined efforts of international naval patrols, capacity building in Somalia, and the implementation of best management practices by the shipping industry started to yield results. Attacks dwindled, and the once dreaded waters of the Gulf of Aden began to witness a resurgence of maritime traffic. This hard-won peace culminated in a momentous decision in August 2022 when the International Maritime Organization, IMO, removed the Indian Ocean High-Risk Area designation. This was a testament to the success of international cooperation and a beacon of hope for a safer maritime domain. However, the specter of piracy still lingers. Vigilance, continued international cooperation, and addressing the root causes of maritime insecurity remain crucial to ensure that the Indian Ocean and the Gulf of Aden do not once again become a haven for piracy. As we journey further south along the western coast of Africa, we encounter another maritime region grappling with the challenges of piracy and maritime crime, the Gulf of Guinea. Stretching from Senegal in the north to Angola in the south, this maritime basin is a vital conduit for the region's rich natural resources, including oil, gas, and fisheries. Yet beneath the surface of this economic powerhouse lies a darker reality. The Gulf of Guinea has, in recent years, earned the unfortunate distinction of being the world's piracy hotspot, surpassing even the Somali coast in terms of the number of attacks and their violent nature. Here, piracy has taken on a more sinister form, characterized by brazen attacks, brutal violence, and a focus on kidnapping for ransom. Unlike their Somali counterparts, who primarily targeted ships and cargo for financial gain, pirates in the Gulf of Guinea often target the crew, holding them hostage for extended periods in often inhumane conditions, while demanding exorbitant ransoms from their families or employers. These attacks are not merely a threat to the maritime industry, but also undermine the economic stability and security of the entire region. The epicenter of this maritime insecurity lies in the waters off the coast of Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation and a major oil producer. The Niger Delta, a vast network of creeks and waterways, has become a breeding ground for piracy and other maritime crimes. Decades of oil exploitation, environmental degradation, poverty, and government neglect have fueled resentment and lawlessness in the region, creating fertile ground for criminal gangs to thrive. These gangs, often heavily armed and operating with impunity, exploit the region's porous borders, weak law enforcement, and corrupt officials to carry out their nefarious activities. However, amidst this bleak landscape, glimmers of hope are emerging. Chapter 3. Strait of Malacca and South China Sea, navigating through choppy waters. Our voyage now takes us east, to the Straits of Malacca and the South China Sea. A maritime crossroads where ancient trade routes intersect with modern geopolitical tensions. This bustling waterway, connecting the Indian and Pacific Oceans, is a maritime superhighway, facilitating the passage of a quarter of the world's traded goods, and a third of global maritime oil transport. The Strait of Malacca, a narrow channel separating the Malay Peninsula from the Indonesian island of Sumatra, is a vital artery for global trade. Yet, its narrow confines and heavy traffic make it vulnerable to piracy and armed robbery. The history of piracy in the Strait of Malacca dates back centuries. In the past, pirates, often operating from hidden bases in the numerous islands and inlets that dot the strait, would prey on passing merchant ships, making off with valuable cargo and sometimes even taking hostages. While the days of large-scale piracy in the Strait of Malacca are largely over, thanks to coordinated patrols by littoral states and the implementation of anti-piracy measures, the threat has not entirely disappeared. Petty theft, armed robbery, and opportunistic attacks on small vessels still occur, particularly in areas with less maritime traffic or weaker law enforcement. The South China Sea, a vast expanse of water dotted with islands, reefs, and shoals, presents its own unique set of maritime security challenges. While not traditionally considered a high-risk area for piracy in the same vein as the Gulf of Guinea or the Somali coast, the South China Sea has witnessed a rise in maritime crime and illegal activities in recent years. Chapter 4. The Southern Red Sea and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a choke point under threat. Our journey takes us north to the Southern Red Sea and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a narrow passage of water connecting the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden and the Arabian Sea beyond. This strategically vital waterway is a maritime choke point of global significance, serving as a conduit for a significant portion of the world's oil and maritime trade. However, the Southern Red Sea and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait are grappling with a complex web of geopolitical tensions, regional conflicts, and maritime security challenges that threaten to disrupt this vital shipping route. The ongoing conflict in Yemen, a nation mired in a devastating civil war, casts a long shadow over the region. The Houthi rebels, a Shia insurgency group that controls much of northern Yemen, including the Red Sea coast, pose a significant threat to maritime traffic transiting the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. The Houthis, armed with sophisticated weaponry, including anti-ship missiles, have repeatedly attacked commercial vessels transiting the strait, raising alarm bells within the international community. Their motives are complex, driven by a desire to pressure the internationally recognized Yemeni government and its allies, control vital shipping lanes and project power in the region. The threat posed by the Houthis has transformed the Southern Red Sea and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait into a high-risk area for maritime traffic. The presence of warships from various nations, including the United States, France, and China, underscores the strategic importance of this waterway and the international community's commitment to safeguarding freedom of navigation. Beyond the immediate threat of Houthi attacks, the Southern Red Sea and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait face a myriad of other maritime security challenges. Chapter 5. Caribbean and Venezuela Coast, a resurgence of piracy in paradise? Our final destination takes us to the sun-kissed shores of the Caribbean, a region often associated with idyllic beaches, turquoise waters, and a laid-back island vibe. Yet beneath this veneer of paradise lurks a growing threat to maritime security, a resurgence of piracy and maritime crime, driven by a complex mix of factors, including economic hardship, political instability, and the enduring allure of illicit profits. Venezuela, once an economic powerhouse in South America, has been grappling with a severe economic crisis characterized by hyperinflation, shortages of basic goods, and widespread unemployment. This economic meltdown has had a profound impact on Venezuela's maritime domain, leading to a decline in naval patrols, a weakening of law enforcement, and a surge in maritime crime. The waters off the coast of Venezuela, once relatively safe for maritime traffic, have become a hunting ground for pirates and armed robbers, targeting everything from small fishing boats to cargo ships and even luxury yachts. The tactics employed by pirates operating in the Caribbean and off the coast of Venezuela are often brutal and opportunistic. Armed with pistols, rifles, and sometimes even grenades, these criminals often operate in small, fast boats, targeting vessels that are vulnerable, poorly guarded, or carrying valuable cargo. The rise of piracy in the Caribbean and off the coast of Venezuela is a cause for concern, not only for the region's maritime industry but also for the tourism sector, which is a vital source of income for many Caribbean nations. The fear of pirate attacks could deter tourists from visiting the region, impacting local economies and livelihoods. As we conclude our journey across the world's high-risk maritime areas, we are reminded of the challenges and complexities of ensuring safety and security in a domain that is vast, interconnected, and often unpredictable. These high-risk areas, though geographically dispersed, are united by common threads: poverty, instability, lack of opportunity, and the ever-present lure of illicit profits that drive individuals to criminal activity at sea. The fight against piracy, armed robbery, and other maritime crimes is a continuous endeavor, requiring collaborative efforts from governments, international organizations, the shipping industry, and coastal communities. It is through sustained commitment, innovative solutions, and a shared responsibility for the safety and security of our oceans that we can chart a course towards safer seas for all. Thank you for joining me on this voyage across the world's high-risk maritime areas. If you found this exploration insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content on maritime security and global issues.